Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of It Starts With Action. This episode is the 18th episode and it was especially saved for my friend Emily because it's her 18th birthday and we recorded this on her 18th birthday, 18th episode, and it was a more casual chat, but she is amazing and super inspiring if you don't know already, and we talked a lot about very interesting topics. That's definitely worth a listen. So let's get into it.
That's so weird. You look amazing today, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I got a new dress for my birthday. It's so weird and I can't believe I'm 18. It does feel a bit different. I can't lie. Like the other teen years didn't so much, but yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's not the same, like not being able to see people as well, but I mean, they're here in spirit and we'll have a Zoom call later, so it's cool.
Cool. Well, I mean, I've just recorded, but I can like edit anything out later if you want. But I'm just gonna dive in. So, hi everyone, welcome to another episode of It Starts With Action, and today is a very special one. It's the 18th episode for Emily's 18th birthday today. But I would sing happy birthday, except I'm not really that good at singing. So
I mean, you already have said happy birthday to me, to be fair.
I should sing it though. Happy birthday to you. Okay, no, I can't. But I wanted to like buy some cake and then like put a candle on it, but then I kind of didn't get to go out today, so I feel so bad about. But I'm definitely going to take you out when this is all over to cover that up.
I can't wait to go out.
I think it's a good topic to, I guess, like today we can talk about you, like how far you've come, 18 girl, your plans for the future, and also how it feels to have your 18th on like during this year, which is a kind of special year that it's a special year as in it's 18, like 18th is kind of like a nice, you know, big birthday, but at the same time this year is also a weird year. So
Yeah.
how was your day today, and what would you have done differently if like everything was normal?
I've enjoyed my day. I can't lie. I've enjoyed my day. Perhaps I would have gone out for a meal with my family if restaurants were open. But yeah, I don't. You know what? I was saying it's a shame that I can't see my friends today. But to be honest, I tend to spend the actual day of my birthday with my family anyway.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's not really that deep. But like, I've really enjoyed it. What did I do? I woke up and I did like check my emails and stuff, which is quite bad because two of my friends told me no work today. But yeah, I checked my emails. I got up, I got dressed, I opened my presents with my family. I had a chat with my friend Christabel, which is cool. But yeah, I've just been chilling. I've been enjoying.
Honestly, you look so cool today. Like I love your hair. All done.
Thank you. Just because I'm not going out doesn't mean I shouldn't dress up.
That's true. I'm the person who like I'm not seeing anyone, so I can just wear pajamas all day. I don't care. But I think it's nice to dress up just for yourself, especially on your birthday.
Yeah, it is. I've even worn different outfits throughout the day, like which is a bit weird. I've only got this on because I was showing Christabel and I just can't be bothered to take it off.
It looks really good. I didn't actually plan anything today, but I'm sure it will go really well. Let's kind of do a reflection. How did we meet? So we met when we both applied. Like we both had the goal of Oxford, and we also both went to the internship thing.
Yeah.
And then we just kept on chatting, which is really cool. Like you're an amazing person, and like when I saw just how like you were also into like growth mindset and just I wouldn't say like hustle mentality, but like you're really goal driven and you work really hard, and that's what like inspires me the most. And so, but then you said that you kind of regret that a bit, like in the webinar thing?
Did I say that in my Zoom series?
Kind of.
Yeah. You know what? Sometimes I just wish that when I was younger, I don't know. I feel like I've been so focused on, especially during secondary school. I felt like I was so focused on academics that maybe I didn't enjoy myself as much as I should have. And it's weird because like with all the stuff I've done, like I've met so many people, which is great, but I feel like a lot of people got to know me from LinkedIn, for example, before I even met them in person. And I always say I miss the days where I would just go and meet someone without them knowing anything about me before, because sometimes I'm just like, are you friends with me? Do you speak to me because you've seen what I've done, or is it because you actually like me? Which one is it? It's now getting a bit more difficult to tell.
Really?
Yeah.
So, like, so far in your journey, 17 years, how has that been? I was really inspired by you when I first met you, because I guess one thing is that you just went for all the opportunities and said yes. At the same time, you like, I think in my mind I was wondering, how do you balance so many things? But I guess like now
Don't
I
be fooled.
understand
I'm not
that.
good at it. Like I'm not good at balancing things, so don't be fooled. Don't be fooled.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
how did I start like doing different things? I always tell this same story. Like basically, at the end of year 11 summer, I had a little bit of a panic moment, and what happened is I said wow. I really said wow because I had perfect grades, but I thought to myself, what else? If I'm going to be applying to uni this year, if I'm going to be applying to jobs in the future, I might need to be just a little bit, not even a little bit, a lot more well-rounded. So from the end of August, I just started searching for different opportunities. And I remember one time in school, I heard everyone was going to these Cambridge masterclasses, and I remember that was another little shock moment, a little moment that gave me a push as well to just start doing more things. And my school made me realize that I'm actually not as smart as I once thought I was. So I realized that, I just realized that academics weren't going to be enough anymore, and I had to do something else.
interesting. Yeah, I realized that quite a bit late, I guess, end of year 12, to like realize actually I should do some work experience and stuff. But yeah, I'm so sorry. I should have planned a bit better.
No, that's cool. Sometimes the unplanned things are the best things.
Yeah, it's all about like just seeing how far you've come so far, because now you are officially an adult.
I know. I still can't believe that. And I was even reflecting on it today, like all the stuff I've done during my childhood. Like I'm actually, I just can't believe it. I really can't believe it. Like I actually really am so blessed.
Can you share a bit about that? Like what you were reflecting on?
Yeah, because I was just thinking back to this one event I went to. Like, I don't know if you've heard of Google's I Am Remarkable initiative. Oh, it's basically just encouraging you to think about all the things that make you remarkable. And I was just looking back at that event today. I was thinking about it. I don't really know why. I just thought, oh my goodness, like I've done so much. Like being in The Guardian, being interviewed by The Voice, keynote speech at Barclays. Like, I've won like 5 competitions since the start of year 12, I think.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think 5. What else? Like I've just done so much. And I remember that you were on my Zoom call series. I remember like after the first one, I was talking to my friends about how I just have this weird thing about, I don't know, I just always think people find me boring. I know I'm not, but
No.
I just have that thought in my head. And I was just reflecting on the I don't know, I've just become a lot more confident because at the start of year 12, I never would have even been confident enough to do something like that at all. And even though I was nervous about it, the fact that I actually was able to do it, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, you've done so much and you should be really proud of yourself. What, I guess, would you say the biggest growth session was probably, like for me, I think, like year 12 really so much more than just like school. I think I've changed so much during year 12 because of like going out and stuff. Was it the same for you, or like what age do you think you really, stepped out of your comfort zone and like decided to like do all these things that scared you?
Yeah, it was year 12. It was definitely year 12. Just signing up to so many new things. I was exposed to so many new people. And because I moved school for sixth form as well, that's another thing. So it's just new things, so many new things in year 12. Like going to companies for the first time, my first work experience placement. I've met so many new people over the past year or so. It's crazy. And I feel like I've become a lot more comfortable with being uncomfortable, and I'm more likely to be excited by a new situation instead of scared, which I'm happy about.
That's good. So what would you tell people who are in a situation where they are super comfortable and they're super afraid to get out of their comfort zone?
They should be uncomfortable with being too comfortable. It's not good to be too comfortable all the time, because if you are, it means you're not improving. And I think at the end of year 11, I definitely become far too comfortable at my old school. So yeah, just try something new, and you might enjoy it and learn a lot from it.
So, what was the biggest like uncomfortable challenge you faced for so far 17 years that you don't mind sharing?
The first one that comes to mind is I remember after my first work experience placement, I had to give a presentation at Imperial. I was so scared. I just remember how scared I was. I was shaking. I feel like you could sense how nervous I was, but it ended up going really well. I don't know why I was so scared, but public speaking is a fear that a lot of people have, I guess. It's not just me.
Yeah, I have a massive fear of public speaking. So would you say like you also did another keynote speech afterwards, was it, or before?
Yeah, Barclays.
How,
that was fun.
I guess, like now you've done more than one, how does it, like, do you have any tips for people who are massively scared? Do you think
the Imperial one was just a presentation. It wasn't like a keynote.
Scary.
But
anything standing up
saying
it's just scary.
Yeah, it is. I can't lie. What advice would I give? I would just say try and treat it like a conversation that you're having with someone, because it just doesn't seem like a big thing anymore, and it just helps you to relax. I'd say that. Yeah, and just believe that. Oh, sorry.
No.
And just believe that there's value in what you're saying as well, because like, with me, I always think people find me boring, not interesting, and stuff like that. But there actually is a lot of value in what I have to say. And if I remember that, that will help me be a lot less nervous about things like that in the future.
Yeah, that I feel the same sometimes. I feel like what I say is like common sense sometimes, like there's nothing inspiring or helpful about what I say. But then I remember someone telling me like, what's obvious to you probably isn't obvious to other people. So is that alcohol?
No, I have never had alcohol before, it's apple juice.
Wait, are you allowed to wait? I actually haven't. I still haven't had any alcohol so far, but it's 18, right? You're allowed. Is it before?
Yeah, you can drink when you're 18. You can. I've never had alcohol.
No, yeah. I mean, you can today, so.
I mean, I could, but it doesn't really appeal to me that much, to be honest. I'm fine with juice, water. It's cool.
Same. Off topic. So also, like, I guess talking about speaking, you're even like helping with interviewing people, which is like not many. I don't know any other year 12s like interview people. Has that helped you in terms of like your confidence of like other interviews or like speaking?
I think being an interviewer actually makes you a better interviewee, because I remember before I did my first one, I was a bit nervous. And it just kind of reminds you that interviewers are human too. They feel the same things that you feel. So I would say it has made me more confident. And now that I know from observing other people, I have a better idea of what interviewers would pick up on. So I know that my interview technique is probably going to be It's probably going to be better now.
That's good then. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I really need to up my game in podcasts. But the focus is
The
back
learning
to
process.
you. It's your birthday. We're going to talk about you and how, I guess, what are your plans for the future now that you're 18?
My plans for the future, I have no idea. I'm just going to keep shining. I just know in whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to be good at it. That's it. I actually have no set plan. Like, someone asked me if I have a career goal. I actually don't. I don't. I just want to keep striving to be the best version of myself, I guess.
I feel like, to be honest, we haven't, like our age, we haven't really done anything to know exactly what we like, because like all these, there's so many different careers that we have no clue what it's actually about. It would be nice if like there would be more opportunities in school to like experience these, other than finding your own opportunities, because sometimes you can't really find them.
100%. 100%. But I'm excited to experience new things though. Like, I know there's so many things that I haven't experienced yet. So I'm excited for that. You know what? One plan that I have for the very near future is going out, because I feel trapped. And I miss my friends.
Same. What would you do if you go out? Like, I really want to go somewhere, I don't know, Disneyland, Harry Potter Land, like somewhere that is not about like reality. I don't know.
You know, even walking down the road would make me happy. I can't lie. Like, walking down the road would make me very happy, because I haven't in a very long time. But I know I definitely want to have a late birthday celebration. I definitely want to do that. Hopefully I will soon. Very soon. To be honest, I don't even care where I see my friends. I just want to see them. I miss them a lot, and I really feel it strongly as well.
Yeah. How has this just whole COVID lockdown been for you?
Enjoyed it. I'm not going to pretend I haven't enjoyed it. I can't lie, because I've had the opportunity to do a lot of things that I wouldn't have done otherwise. I've had the chance to talk to people a bit more, catch up with old friends. There have been so many online opportunities as well, which I'm now a bit tired of, but a lot of them I have really enjoyed. So today my friend Sam actually did a call. It was about leadership. I really enjoyed it. I really did. Things like that have been cool to do, because I wouldn't have done them otherwise. But it's getting a bit long now. Just being inside, it's a bit long.
That's true. What would you say is like the biggest thing you've learned during this time, like from webinars or just life in general?
The biggest thing I've learned? Oh, that is a good question. Well, it's something I already knew, but I think I've realized that some things really are a blessing in disguise. COVID is an awful situation. It's not good at all. However, there has been a lot of good that's come out of the fact that we're in lockdown, and just trying to find the positives in every situation. Yeah, I can't go out, but we've got technology. Yeah, I can't go out, but there are things to read, there are things to do online, etc., etc. So yeah, just keeping it makes you persevere. You've got no other choice.
Yeah, that is true. I guess, has it kind of changed you in a way? I guess you could talk about I can't see your video, but
sorry, a notification just popped up on my
sorry.
phone.
But I don't know if you want to talk about it, or if you want to share about like how you view, I guess, like for me, I think my view on university has changed so much during this lockdown. Like before, I was really worried about like I have to get into uni this year, but now I'm like really relaxed about it. I don't know if it's the same for you, or if you're like, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'd rather go this year, I can't lie, because I intended to. However, because I don't know, that some things are just out of your control. If I don't go this year, it's not that deep. It's not going to be the end of the world. And like I said, that some things are just a blessing in disguise. But if I don't go, I'll see it as that. Like maybe that gap year will be the thing that propels me into success. If I do have to take one anyway.
What would you say now is something that, like, what do you think is the next step for you to grow in terms of like stepping out of your comfort zone even more? Now that you're 18, you can do anything.
Yeah, I have done a lot of things, so I would have to do something new to step out of my comfort zone. Sorry, some silly notifications keep popping up.
It's fine.
Um, I think I need to travel alone.
That's actually, yeah, I would actually really like that. I think
Not
solo.
necessarily like by myself, but with instead of my family, with friends. That would definitely be cool. What else have I not done? I feel like I wanna do some sort of speaking thing with a bigger audience, definitely. Um oh, you're asking me tough questions, you know.
Just record it all here and then like just listen to it during the year or a few years to like make sure that you've done all everything you said. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, travel is definitely a big one. That's one thing I want to do. I can't do it now, obviously, but soon I need to travel.
Where would you go?
I don't know. I don't know where I want. I was talking to my friend earlier. We were saying that we want to go to. I want to go back to Dubai. I just really like it. Portugal, Amsterdam. One thing I wanted to do for my birthday was actually go with my friends to Scotland
Hmm?
because it seems like a cool place to go. We're gonna go to Edinburgh. Um, yeah, I just want to explore the world a bit more and practice using languages as well because I do like languages.
Yeah, you do. What kind, like, what is it about languages that fascinate you?
I just feel like languages open up a new part of the world because you're just a lot more comfortable going to a new country if you speak their language. And I don't know, I just think they're fun to learn. It's nice to be able to communicate with people in their native language as well because you can't assume that everybody speaks English.
Yeah, that's true. I think a big, I don't think I've, like ages ago, I think there was like the news saying that UK students don't learn enough languages or something because we just assume everyone speaks English.
It's true. And I wish the education system was just better when it comes to languages because I think we're taught to pass an exam, not to actually use the language.
Yeah. Did your friend come?
Oh no, maybe she'll come later.
Your
She
face is
said
like,
she would. She said she would, so I imagine she will. I'd like to think so. It'd be nice to see somebody today because
she's like
I haven't
gonna
really
physically
seen.
come.
Yeah,
Oh, that's nice.
in my garden, 2 meters apart, of course.
Oh yeah, the 2 meter thing. What are you
Honestly,
guys
I
gonna
just want
do?
probably just talk. But I just want to give someone a hug, though. I can't lie. Obviously, I can't do that, but
That's,
I can't wait to be able to do that.
that's true. I haven't hugged someone in ages, other than my mom maybe. But like, I do kind of. It's so weird. I don't like physical touch, but after this time, I wouldn't mind having a hug with some friend.
Oh, I like hugs. It just depends who it's from. That's
That's
all.
true.
Don't
Yeah,
hug me if I don't know you. That's rude.
yeah, that is true. What like? What's the best thing that happened today for your birthday? You think?
Oh, you know what? A lot of the messages I've received today have been really cute. I can't lie. And it's just, I don't know, to be able to see the impact I have on people, the fact that people genuinely feel blessed to have me in their lives it's really nice.
Mm.
It's really nice. Yeah.
And the Zoom call you did was super helpful as well. I didn't manage to go on everyone, which is sad, but like there was quite a lot of people, and you managed to invite a lot of guests to talk about having a day of relaxing, and like it's different from the others in that it's not all like about proper
Professional stuff.
stuff.
Because I was bored of it. I can't lie, and I feel like it was getting so repetitive. And the first one I did was about LinkedIn and networking, to be fair, but I definitely wanted to just have a different spin on it because they're all the same, and I never like to be like everyone else.
That is true. Like, so how, like, who do you want to become? You would say. as a person, what do you think you want to change to like get to the next best version of yourself?
I still feel like I've got a long way to go in terms of confidence, because even though I was confident enough to do the Zoom thing that I was putting off for so long because I was scared, even during the
What were you scared
calls,
about? Like now you've done it. Like what, looking back, like what were you scared about, and what was the outcome of it? Like
I thought people would find, I don't know why, I thought people would find it boring. I don't know why I have this thing in my head that, oh, like I'm not good at hosting. I'm not the typical person that would be chosen for it. I'm not good enough to do it. But people enjoyed it. It's one of those things that I just need to get out of my head because it's just not true. And I think deep down, I know it's not true.
you think it comes like it kind of links to confidence, I guess, like feeling like you're a boring person might link to the confidence part where you're
Yeah, I know I'm not boring. I know I'm not boring. I think the reason why I think that, well, I don't think that, but the reason why that thought comes into my head sometimes is that there've just been situations in the past when where I felt like, because I am quite different, I thought that I was boring because I was different, which doesn't make sense because you are boring if you're like everyone else. It's as simple as that. And because I don't really feel like I ever quite fit in anywhere. People who know me probably notice that I'm not a friendship group person at all. I never feel like I fit anywhere. So sometimes I just think that, is that because I'm boring? Is it because of this? Is it because of that? So yeah, I do. It's still something I need to work on. I just need to get the idea out of my head completely. But I guess it's a learning process. It's a journey. It's gonna take time. It's not just gonna change overnight.
yeah, definitely.
One thing people do is just write down things that they're thankful for. So, or things that they know they're good at. So maybe if I do that, just constantly remind myself, I'll just get it into my head that I'm not boring, because I'm not.
Yeah, that's true. I think I heard of this method from like David Goggins, where he calls it the cookie jar method. So you have like a jar, and then you put all your accomplishments in the jar, and then maybe like when you don't feel confident or you doubt yourself, you just take it and then see, wow, I did the keynote speech before. Wow, I actually hosted a few days Zoom series all by myself, and like I can do whatever next. So
Yeah, maybe I do need to do that. But whatever the next opportunity is, I'm definitely going to take it and make the most of it. And I like doing new things because it does make me more confident. I'm just like, oh, so I can do that.
it's interesting because like lots of people are afraid to try new things, whereas you are excited to do more new things.
Yeah. Yeah. And new things make you more interested, more experienced as well. Like someone told me that whenever I have an interview, there's probably no question that I can't answer with an example. And they're probably right.
That's so cool. Interesting. Why do you think, like, what has got you this mindset in terms of like other people? What would you tell other people who are afraid to try new things?
It's good to be afraid. I think it's good to be afraid and be a bit scared of something, because when you are, sometimes that means, a lot of the time that just means you care a lot. So you're trying to be better. You don't want to mess up, but don't let that fear, turn that fear into something positive, is what I'm trying to say. Like turn that fear into a desire to do well instead of a desire to run away.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah, I think I heard somewhere where like physically, or the physiologically, I don't know, but like the body, how it feels excitement and fear is like the same chemicals or something. So like when you feel scared, if you kind of train your mind, I'm not scared, I'm actually excited, it's the same reaction in the body, I think, which is interesting.
Yeah, you should try and turn fear into excitement. I think, like being scared can be exciting. Scary situations can also be exciting. That's how I felt with the Zoom call series. I was scared, especially the first time. The first time I did it, I was so scared. I don't know why I was like, looking back, I feel like it was just so unnecessary to be that nervous.
Yeah, it's funny how you like, you're really nervous when you do it, but then when you look back, like why was I so nervous? It was nothing.
Yeah, it's so true. That's why sometimes not preparing for something can be good, because if I started if I put the flyer out earlier, for example, probably would have been stressing about it for longer. And with the keynote speech I did at Barclays, I was only told on the day, and I said, "Oh my gosh, how can you not tell your keynote speaker that they're speaking?" But anyway, after I was told, "Oh, but if I told you a week in advance or 2 weeks in advance, you just would have been stressing about it the whole time." And they were right, I would have. So maybe it's good that I didn't know I had to do it.
That is actually really true. I think, like, for me, I'm also, if I have a long time to do something, I will overthink it. Like, I would just keep thinking about it, and then that would just get me really worried. Whereas if I knew the deadline was tomorrow, then like there's no time to overthink. I just need to take action right away. So I think
Exactly.
a good tip is to just not overthink things. But for me, I find it really hard to not overthink things. Do you find that, or is it just, do you have any tips on people who overthink a lot?
I overthink a lot, and I'm not good at dealing with it, to be honest with you. So I wish I did, but I don't. Actually, no. Let me think about that. I must be able to come up with something.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like
I don't know. I actually don't. I actually can't think of a good answer for you. I want to be so honest.
if listeners, like, you have something to say, that would be good. We both would love that tip. I feel like it's all about, like, some things, like, I like your idea about just like having a deadline or something that's super close, and you don't have time to overthink. That is one good way. Then some things you just,
That can be bad though. That can be bad, because sometimes when people do things too last minute, they don't execute it well, which
that's
is
true.
not a good thing at all. And I actually have thought of a tip for dealing with overthinking. Think about a time when you were just overthinking something and how you felt after. So now when I look back on things I've done before where I was nervous, now I'm just thinking, why was I nervous? There was no need for it. I've never been in a situation where something has gone awfully, 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 awfully wrong. So what's the worst that can happen?
That is true. Like, we're always scared about, I think we always think of the worst case scenario, and the worst case scenario is really like 10 times more worse than it would actually be, which makes us overthink.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's never too scary to do things.
You look like you're trying to think of another question.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some good questions. I need to practice to, like, think of challenging questions. But is there any question that you wish I asked you?
Oh, that's a tough question. That is a tough question. Let me try and think of some of the most interesting questions people have ever asked me. Oh my days, you're asking me very, very, very hard questions, you know. Thank
Well,
God
you're
this isn't an
18.
interview.
You're 18.
Thank God this isn't an interview. Oh my. You can't have these periods of silence when you're struggling during an interview.
Good practice.
I really hope no one ever asks me this when I'm trying to actually get a job or something. Oh, is there anything I wish you asked me? I don't think there is, you know. I don't think there is, because I didn't come into this with a specific agenda apart from
That's true.
to like enjoy the conversation and just chat to you, reflect on my childhood and the fact that I'm now 18. So no, I really just wanted you to ask me whatever you wanted me to ask, to be honest, just so it's natural, because I don't think you go into, like, normally when you chat to me, you're not thinking, yeah, like, I'm gonna ask her this or plan this out.
Yeah.
So no,
Yeah, that's a good answer. Yeah, I guess 18. How are you gonna feel when you're 20?
I have no idea. It would be weird not having teen in my age anymore.
That is true.
That's one thing. And I feel like 20 sounds so, I know you're 20 this year. I feel like 20 sounds so grown up, but I still feel like I'm a child.
Same. I feel the same as 16.
Yeah, I still feel like, I feel like I'm too, I don't know, I still feel so much like a child. When I'm 20, I'll just, I think it will hit me like, wow, I'm actually not a teenager anymore. Teen is not in my age.
I think 30 would be crazy.
Yeah, 30, I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm really like grown now.
Yeah, oh, I can't imagine. But I feel like, I don't know, for me, I'm gonna take as many risks during these 10 years because I feel like it's the most exciting time to just experiment and try stuff because you don't have as many responsibilities.
Yeah, 20s, I think your 20s are going to be exciting for you, presents. And people always say like their 20s, a lot of the time people say their 20s are the best times.
Yeah, you too, I think. I wish I was 18 again though. Just 2 years back, don't know.
Why?
Because I don't know, I feel like these 2 years has just flew, like 18 to 20 just like flew, yeah, just flew by. I think it's just A-level stress and stuff. Yeah, do you have any like words of wisdom you would share to upcoming A-level students?
Oh yeah, I definitely do. I feel like you need to remind yourself that you will finish A-levels, but A-levels will not finish you. Keep telling yourself that, because oh my goodness, the way I struggled, it was rough. It was really rough. I did not enjoy it one bit. I'm going to be so honest. Actually, no, let me say I didn't enjoy it one bit, but most of it I absolutely hated. And I'd say try and find some sort of pleasure outside of school as well, because there was a point where I was just so focused on school that it's like I didn't see anything else. And I just started to go a little bit crazy. So I'd say make sure you're enjoying yourself outside school, especially if you're not enjoying yourself inside school. Because for me, the past 2 years of my life have been the best and worst. They've been probably the worst in school, I can't lie. The worst academically, but the best outside of school, just because I've experienced so much, met so many people, made new friends. And I'm glad I had something to separate me from school. I'm a very different person outside of school, you know, a very different person.
Same. Yeah, I can relate. Who inspires you the most then about like anything about life? Like who's your role model, or like do you have anyone who's like you specifically who like really inspires you to like take action on stuff?
Every time I've been asked this question in an interview, I've said my dad. Every time, because he's a hustler. Because he didn't come. He came to England when he was 20 or 21. Yeah, and ever since then he's achieved a lot. Just started from nothing. So it just shows that, for me, he just shows me that anything is possible, and it's not, your current situation does not dictate your future situation at all, and it's just about making the most of what you have, because sometimes it's not a lack of resources, it's a lack of resourcefulness. So it just reminds me that there isn't really much of an excuse.
That is really true. I feel like we kind of let our like current situation of not having anything kind of bring us down to like not just work for it and like believe that stuff like just, yeah, I guess it's hard when you don't have anything and you kind of like, I feel like people who don't have a lot, they either work really hard to get to a really good place or they give up. What do you think? I don't know, how, like, what's the secret to the difference between these two people types of people? Just random question.
It's your choice how you want to think. If you decide to think that you can make the most of your situation and come out of it, then at some point there's a chance that there's a better chance that you will, if you have that mindset. If you have the mindset that you're just going to give up, then then you're not going to go anywhere. So it's just the perspective that you choose to take on different things. You can look at it negatively, or you can choose to look at it positively.
Yep. At the end, it all goes down to mindset and just looking at the world a different way. I don't know if I should ask you this, I guess, on your birthday. Like, what do you think
You can
of
ask.
the Black Lives Matter movement?
Oh, it's a fantastic movement because Black lives do matter. They do, and people need to remember that they do as well. And I think it's a shame that we have to have that movement, because if people always acted like Black lives do matter, then there wouldn't be a need for it.
Have you had any experience? Do you have has it ever caused you stress?
Oh, let me think of a racist experience. Oh, actually, there's a very clear one in my head. A very clear one. I'll never forget this day. It's the day I went to the UCL Open Day. And what happened on the way when I was walking to that university, I knew I wasn't going to like it because I wasn't having a good day at all. I missed my train. I was a bit late for the talk that I was meant to go to, which didn't really matter because they repeated it. But on the way there, I saw these guys. I saw these two men beating up a homeless guy, first of all. And right after that, and I'm not even joking, right after, someone called me a monkey. Yeah.
Did you know that person, or just a random person?
No, it was just a random person. Completely random.
Oh, that's very weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a nice feeling. That was not a nice feeling at all.
Yeah. But I hope that our generation is a bit more different, and that we are more I feel like our generation is pretty good, but that's just my take on it. And
yeah, I'd say definitely more than the older generation in terms of racism, but there is still progress to be made.
What kind of progress do you think we need to do? What action do we need to take?
I think education is key, and I think one thing that would be good is just more integration between different communities, so that people don't, because if you know a Black person, you're going to realize that not all of them are criminals, for example, if you know someone who isn't. But if you've never met a Black person before, the only thing you have to judge Black people on is your preconceived ideas. Yeah, I just think in general it's important to mix with different people, just to widen your perspective on the world.
Yeah, and I think it's important to not make any assumptions about people right off the bat without even knowing them, because that's something that's kind of quite common.
It is, and it's a shame because someone's skin color doesn't really have anything to do with anyone, to be honest. I don't even know why people care what color you are. I don't care if you're purple. At the end of the day, we all bleed the same red blood.
It's weird, if we just, if we ask ourselves, I did not choose to look this way. I did not choose to, be mixed. We had no choice. So why do we have to judge other people based on their skin color? Because they do.
Exactly. It actually doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. I guess I can't ask you your birthday wish because that's a secret. But, yeah. So you're gonna do a call later, which I'm excited about.
And yeah, I'm gonna do a group call later, yeah.
And then what are you doing? And then your friend's gonna come. So
it's been so long, and it made me feel a bit less lonely because I can't lie, I do. I know my friends are there virtually, of course.
It's different,
and I really appreciate that. But I really just need to see. It's never the same, and I really do enjoy people's company.
Yeah, it's really different. Oops, sorry.
And the thing is, I thought around this time that I'd be seeing people a lot because exams would be finished. Today would have been the final day of A levels, I believe. So
wait, is
people
it?
would have.
Yeah, it is. My further
because it's the 17th. Yeah, you know what they say? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So to be honest, when I meet people whenever, I'm probably gonna enjoy it and appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah, that's true. What do you think is the one thing that like you took for granted before COVID, and now that you realised how important it was?
London Bridge Station. The number of conversations I've had with people about how I miss London Bridge Station is actually crazy, because a lot of the time when you're going through that station, you're going somewhere interesting. I miss getting on the train, because whenever I got on the train, something good was probably about to happen. I do miss it. It's just the simple things that I miss.
Yes, it is weird how just things we didn't really think were gonna change just like change so much. I never thought that. Yeah, I haven't been to London in how many months? I don't know. It's just I really miss London. I really want to go to London. But...
And because I was on the train so often as well, now it's just weird that I haven't even been anywhere.
So you haven't even been out for like? Have you been out as in like a walk or like?
I did on March 27th, but ever since, and the day the photographer from The Guardian came, I was only 1 minute from my house though. That's the furthest I went. But yeah, the last time I went out properly was March 27th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. Well, I guess shops are now start to open, which is a bit mad when you see the news where the amount of people going out now for like Primark and stuff. I'm still afraid to like go out, but soon.
I'm not gonna lie, if I want to shop, I will shop online. But I do kind of miss the feeling of going to a shop and bringing something home. But I'm not gonna. I have no business going to the shop. That's not really what I just don't have an interest in doing that right now.
I find it hard to buy online. I always feel like, oh, it's gonna look so good on me, and then I buy it, and then I look like a frog.
Don't say that. Don't say that. But it's easier having it come to your house. To be fair, instead of actually having to go somewhere, and you have more option when you shop online.
And like you did say before that you were gonna, like, before you wanted to, when you were young, you wanted to start a fashion brand and stuff. Like, you're really interested in fashion.
Yeah, when I was younger, I wanted to be a fashion designer. Yeah, I just like clothes. So yeah, I think somewhere down the line that kind of passion just disappeared, because I used to draw like clothes a lot, but at some point, probably when I started secondary school, to be fair, I just let go of that. One thing I used to do was read fiction a lot, but again, that's another thing I stopped. But I have favorite book. I don't have one. I actually don't have one. I genuinely don't.
I don't really read much fiction. I haven't even read Harry Potter, so.
I haven't either, but it never really appealed to me. But when I was younger, I used to read so much. So much. I think over the next few days, I'm definitely going to try and read. I want to read To Kill a Mockingbird, because I've had it for a while and I haven't opened the book.
I don't. I know the name, but I have no clue what it's about. Probably should know, but yeah. I heard it's a good book. I think.
Yeah, I can't wait to read it, to be fair. I just hope the weather improves a little so I can go and read in the garden, just sit outside for a couple of hours.
Yeah, it's these like little things that make you happy.
It's exactly that. It is actually the little things in life that are really, the smallest things are actually sometimes the biggest things.
Yeah, but like there's like just this pressure to do so much during this COVID, and we kind of forget about how you can be happy in the moment just watching Netflix.
You don't want to be doing too many things at the same time, you know.
That's true.
Sometimes it's just a bit much, and you know what, you can do anything, but you cannot do everything, at least not all at the same time. And juggling things is hard. It's not easy.
Yeah, I remember you telling me this so many times, because I'm someone who kind of says yes to everything and then realize, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I had so much stuff to do.
Even me myself, I need to become better at saying no to people, because the number that I'm starting to realize how many roles I have. The old director of Generating Genius, Emmanuel, we were having a very nice conversation. I missed him a lot. And he said, every time I look at your LinkedIn, it's as if there's a different title there. What's going on? And one of my friends, she wrote out all the different things she does, and the amount of things she does, it equates to about 50 hours a week. So at some point, I'm going to have to write out everything and actually deep how much it is. I'm scared to do it. I can't lie. I'm scared because when I see everything, I'll say, wow.
Yeah, I can imagine how much stuff you have on, because even just in year 12 you already had crazy amount of stuff on. So how do you balance time?
I'm not good at it. Like, I get stressed. I'm not even going to pretend I'm good at it, because I'm not. I'm actually not. But I guess you have to try. I try to prioritize, and I try to find a more efficient way to do things. And sometimes it's nice to just ask people for help and kind of delegate a little bit. So with the whole Zoom series thing, because we were having post-call and pre-call bans, that needs to be cut out. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to get one of my friends to do it. Yeah, and I just taking breaks actually helps as well. I'm not good at taking breaks either. I can't lie. Like, people will force me to, but that actually does help you balance things, because you clear your mind before you go back to doing whatever it is that you need to do.
Yeah, that's true. What do you like to do in breaks?
I think one of the best things to do is talk to someone, like talk to a friend, maybe someone you haven't spoken to in a long time. I really like talking to my friends, because talking to them just reminds me of a time when I was happier and not stressed, basically. So I'm just taking out my stress for a bit, and then I just go back to whatever I have to do with a clearer head. And I do enjoy it. I really do enjoy the company of my friends a lot, because if you're my friend, you're my friend for a reason. I don't like to let my friends choose me. I choose my friends. So, and everyone I have around me definitely does uplift me a lot. So that's why I'll choose to do that a lot of the time. Like, just talk to someone, or I'll watch something, of course, or listen to music.
A good point where you said, like, you don't, was it you choose your friends, not they choose you? Because I feel like it's so true and so important to make sure you don't surround yourself with the wrong types of people. Do you have any tips on, I guess, have you ever had to, like, block people away from your life?
You know, the answer to that question is yes. And
like, successfully?
You know what? Do you know what I say to people sometimes? I say, don't ask me questions you know the answer to, because you don't get paid for it like a teacher does. So that's what teachers are paid to do. But anyway,
as in successfully though, like that one's a tricky one, isn't it?
Successfully, you know what? Sometimes you can't block people out successfully. You can block people. You can physically block people on socials and stuff like that, but they'll still come into your head, unfortunately. But I would say to even avoid being in situations where you're around the wrong people, I just say I even said this yesterday, the same way you treat a red light when you're driving is the same way you should treat small red flags that you see in your friendships. You stop, because if you don't, you will crash. And I feel like you'll keep getting signs, and the signs will get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they'll be hurting you more and more and more until you finally decide to leave. So yeah, I'd say definitely don't ignore the signs. When someone shows you who they are, believe them, and don't try and paint a different picture when you've seen someone's true colors. Because I'd say, like, the fact that I'm quite observant and I am good at spotting signs means that I can detach myself emotionally from people quite quickly before they have the opportunity to hurt me a lot. And I'd say, you know what, sometimes you actually can't do anything. I feel like sometimes people just won't get away from you. So you just have to, I don't know, like, you just have to firm it and just focus on yourself, to be honest. Sometimes there's actually nothing you can do.
Yeah, it's true, especially like now that the social media it is hard to, like, 100% avoid them. Yeah. So normally at the end of the podcast, I will ask guests to give listeners a challenge to inspire them to take action. I think there's a lot of good takeaways from this episode. I know it kind of relates to taking action. Like, I guess it does. Everything does, to be honest. But what kind of challenge would you give to listeners as well as maybe yourself in what you're gonna do probably next? What are you gonna focus on next year during your 18th?
You know what? I feel like I've talked a lot about confidence today, and I feel like I've talked a lot about my friends and having the right people around you. So I would say reevaluate. I feel like I'm going to end up saying a few things. I would say reevaluate all the relationships in your life. If there's someone who's not adding anything, you might as well delete them. I would say one thing I say all the time, I think you know what I'm going to say. Sometimes people see things in you that you don't see in yourself. So maybe sometimes it's good to remember some of the things people have said to you and write them down, because people always say, oh yeah, you should believe in yourself, you should see the good in yourself, but sometimes it's too hard to do. So if you can't do it for yourself, let other people do it for you, and just try and listen and keep reminding yourself of those things and write them down. And just try and think of some of the things you are proud of and some things you are thankful of, just to realize that you're not doing too bad, your life isn't too bad, because that will definitely make you a happier person. Gratitude is very important, so important. And even when something isn't quite going my way, I always remember that I actually do have so much, far too much to be thankful for. I've had an interesting childhood, a very interesting one, with all the different things I've experienced. I have a lot of story times, good and bad, but all those things have made me into the person I am today. And to think, I actually can't believe the person I am today. I remember when I was younger, I used to think 16 was a bit old. Now I'm 18, but I never thought I'd be this kind of person. And I think I'm pretty cool, actually. So yeah, I need to be thankful for that, and I think other people need to be thankful, because all of us have come such a long way, and you really need to appreciate that. Even one of my friends was saying, when we both got rejected from Oxford, yeah, we got rejected, but look how far we've come, look how much we've accomplished. And when you feel like you've got nothing else to hold on to, that's what you should hold on to. The fact that you've done well, you've come a long way, you've overcome so many things to get to where you are today.
Great talk. You really should do some more like public speaking and stuff. So, I'm so happy that I met you. Although like I didn't exactly enjoy the internship, and I think like you left to like after day 2 or something. It was still
like on the last day, On the last day I didn't come, and I can't lie, it's because I was so tired. I just wasn't feeling well. On the Friday I actually just couldn't. And that day I had a meeting and I was going to meet my friend after, so I just said, you know what, I think I did anyway. I think I went to meet my friend that day. I can't remember, but I was just tired. I was just tired. Sometimes you need to rest.
Yeah, and it's okay. Like, I think it's good that you decided to prioritize yourself and go to rest, because like so many people were like, oh my gosh, this internship is like amazing.
And you know when you're so tired to the point where you just start to feel sick? That was me, because in the summer I was actually somewhere almost every single day.
Really?
Yeah, my year 12 summer was something else. It was always out, always out. Different summer schools, different events, different placements. It was crazy. So sometimes I just couldn't really take it anymore. I was a tired person. I was a very, very tired person, which is why I think which is why I think God just decided to put me in hospital before I could go back to school.
Yeah.
Because if you don't choose a day to relax, He will choose it for you, and it will probably be quite an inconvenient time to teach you a lesson so that you relax next time.
It's actually so true. Like, yes, take opportunities, but if you know that you are burning yourself out, then you want to be the person who stops yourself, and you don't want to get yourself into any like just natural accident where you just have no choice and just get crashed. Like
Exactly.
yeah, like I really like your traffic example. You know, just like when you see the red light, stop before it's too late.
Yeah, you'll crash. You'll actually crash. And I think another thing is just it's not everything that you must do. It's not everything that you must say yes to. Not everything's meant for you. Just do you, stay in your lane. If you don't stay in your lane, you'll crash too.
Yeah, like don't go and do other things that just because other people are doing it. Like if you know it's not for you, then don't just go.
Yeah, comparison is the thief of all joy. There's no reason to try and copy someone else's journey. And if you try to copy someone, you'll always be, I was going to say you'll always be one step behind. Actually, sometimes you're multiple steps behind if you're trying to copy someone else. It just doesn't make sense trying to copy someone, to be honest.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Yep. Don't
So much
copy
power
others.
in being yourself.
Absolutely. And I know you are going to go really far. And I don't know, I'm gonna stick to you for a while. I hope that's okay. And then we can do like a 20-year-old podcast, 30, 40, 50.
Yeah, hopefully it starts with action. Will still be will be
Yeah.
a thing that lasts a long time. But yeah, I think that's a nice thing to end on, actually, just being yourself. Because to be honest, even though sometimes I'm like, oh, people find me boring, this and that, being myself has actually got me quite far. One thing I've been described as is intriguing, and I love it. I love it. I think that's a cool way to be described.
Yeah.
And I guess it makes me more memorable.
That's the
as
opposite
well.
of boring, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not boring. I'm not boring at all. LinkedIn is just my it's just my full name. It's just Emily Amiri on LinkedIn.
Yep. So if you're listening to the podcast and you still don't know Emily, which I'm guessing everyone probably does know Emily, then reach out to Emily and wish her a happy 18th. And yeah, happy 18th.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this. Yeah. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. That's good. Are you sure though? If you didn't, just like tell me, because
I would tell you if I didn't enjoy it.
That's true. I do trust you. You tell me a lot of things that you don't like, which that's the reason why I really like you, because you are so truthful about stuff. Like if you don't like what I do, you would tell me.
Yeah,
I've worked friends before, so yeah. Be honest with everyone.
Honest friends. Sometimes they say your rude friends are the ones who care about you the most. They're the ones who actually want the best for you. I try not to be rude though.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Anyway, it's getting a bit long, so thank you so much, and I'm going to end it here.
I hope everyone enjoyed that episode, and reach out to Emily and wish her a late happy birthday. If you're listening on Apple Podcast, then please give a review and a few stars. And yeah, until next time.